Hello everyone and welcome back to some more Magic the Gathering content. I put out my video of my pre-release review. If you haven't had a chance to check that out yet, I'd really recommend it. I go through everything that we got on the day and how the evening itself went. But I also picked up one of these bad boys. So I think the set isn't out properly until the 23rd of January. We have got this early because we attended a local game store, and they're allowed to sell early at those kind of events. So I'm really excited to open one of these. I've not opened a bundle before, and so it's a good place to start with Lorwyn Eclipsed. It's going to have 9 play boosters in it. We'll have a look around the box in a second. But if you like this kind of content, if you like seeing people opening packs and looking at the cool art for them, then be sure to subscribe and follow along, as hopefully we get to do a few more of these videos. You know, it might not be all the time. This stuff isn't cheap necessarily. I saved up so that we could do this kind of content. But it would be amazing to be able to do some more. So, if you like the video, give it a like, maybe comment below, and let me know what you think is the best card that we pulled in this unboxing. So this is the bundle, and it has probably my favorite piece of art from Lorwyn on the front. It is so gorgeous. You have this lovely little wagon being pulled along. Whatever this creature is, I love him. I want him to be mine. All the trees and the rocks have eyes, and then sort of looking around, the art continues on the sides and on the top. And of course you have your pull tabs as well. And then on the back, it tells you what's going to be inside. Return to the land of light and shadow. Dare to enter the ever-changing plane of Lorwyn and Shadowmoor. Summon beloved Kithkin, Boggarts, Merrow, and Elves that feature new and returning mechanics as well as art from new and returning Lorwyn artists. Discover your true self by crossing the boundary of eternal day into eternal night and rise triumphant as a master of order and chaos. So we are going to get a card box with the same art, which is going to be really helpful for me to begin storing my growing collection. We're going to get an alt art traditional foil kin binding. I don't know what that is yet, but we'll find out. We're going to get 5 traditional foil and 5 regular full art Lorwyn basic lands. We're going to get this gorgeous oversized spin down, or it's a D20. I can't wait to show it to you. It's really beautiful. We're going to get 9 packs, and then we'll also get 10 traditional foil and 10 regular basic lands and a couple of reference cards as well. So this is pretty much what I've been waiting for since leaving the pre-release event. I have been holding off since Friday night to open this. I think I've been really well restrained, but now it's finally time, and I'm going to rip the, hopefully, rip the pull tab on the other side. Let's see. There we go. That's satisfying. Okay, so let's see what we've got in here then. So I think it's all boxed up. There we go. So there's our main box inside. I think we've got a little... Oh, that's actually beautiful. I might put that up somewhere in my room. That is such a cool piece of art. Just like a mini poster, basically, by Natalie Andrewson. That's gorgeous. I love the art direction. It says on the back all the different products you can get. So collector boosters, play boosters, draft night. The commander decks, I have that one back there that I'll show you another day. And then they've also brought out these 60 card theme decks, like there's a Pirates one and an Angels one, which is for getting more people into standard, I think. So I might pick up one of those. I think they're only like £20. And you kind of use them to help you build. The draft night, I really hope I get to try one night at the game store. And then I've never opened a collector booster before, but that might be fun one day. But yeah, that artwork is gorgeous. Okay, I'll put that to one side for now. Can I leave it on view up here? Yeah, that'll be nice. Okay, so the actual box itself, it's stacked a little bit higher at the moment, I assume because there is a protector in there that's preventing it from closing completely. I think it's supposed to close all the way down, but you, of course, have this gorgeous artwork on the front. Can't wait to display this in my room. You have the MTG symbol, but it is a changeling, has shape shifted into the symbol. The reverse has the same artwork, and there again, and on the top it just says Lorwyn Eclipsed. So why don't we open this up and see what is inside? Okay. So I'll put my lid to one side just there. And the first thing I can see is our spin down. And look at that. Look at how it shimmers in this light. It's a really beautiful sort of murky green-blue cyan with gold numbering. And then the 20, I believe. The 20 is this one, the little eclipse symbol, and then all the way down to the 1, which is the eye. So that is gorgeous, and it is big. So you know, regular D20 might be a little bit smaller than that, and you know, you use this to track your hit points or track a creature's bonuses while you play. Spins down like that, and that's probably my favorite dice that I own now. I have a lot of dice from playing D&D, but this one is just really very gorgeous. So I'm going to pop that just to one side there as well. I'll leave it on the 20. That's gorgeous. And then what do we here? So we have just a divider here. I think this was what was keeping the box a bit higher up. It looks like it has some pop out. There's a pop out changeling artwork there. There's a bunch of counters for various different things you might need. There's a little pop out changeling symbol. More -1/-1 counters. There's another changeling that is dressed up as some kind of flightless bird, an ostrich of some kind, whatever that is in the Magic universe. And another one of these tokens as well. It doesn't look like anything in here is double-sided. I think they are just, you know, pop out and play. I don't know what I'll do with these yet, but I really like the artwork there. Put that to one side, and then what have we got left in here? So it looks like I have a pack of these are the additional cards that come with it. I'll have a look through this first. Here are the 2 reference cards: how to cast spells, blocking, attacking, popular Magic formats, and what you do on your turn. So they're useful to have, especially if you're a new player. And then we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 packs. So I'll probably split them into their 3 artworks just to begin with. Good auntie there, Merfolk and Elf. So before we open any packs, why don't we have a little look at what you get in your sort of guaranteed little pack of cards here. So first of all, we have I think it said it was an alt art kin binding. I haven't seen kin binding's normal form yet, so I don't know how this is different. Maybe we might pull it today. It's a rare enchantment for 5. Creatures you control get XX, where X is the number of creatures that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. So you play this, you get it down on the field, and then it pumps your creatures up more based on how many you're able to draw. So you're always going to get a guaranteed one at the beginning of your turn. So it will always be +1/+1, but if you summon more creatures in, then it could be +2. It could be even more if you have other creatures that are able to summon in tokens and things like that. So that's a really cool card. I'll make sure to sleeve everything when I'm done. I haven't brought any sleeves through with me right now, but I will make sure I do so. So that is lovely. And then I'll put that up there since it's our guaranteed promo. And then we've got our hollow lands. So we have this really beautiful, very sunny looking plains artwork. This lovely little windmill village. We've got the foil is how you say it in this game. Foil Island. That one's a bit murkier. We've got our foil swamp. I don't think I'd seen the full art for this one yet. That's really pretty. got our full art mountain. Again, really gorgeous. And we have seen the hollow forest. Or no, we've seen the full extended artwork forest. I haven't seen the hollow version of it. It's a bit less shiny than the other ones, I think, but it is still really nice. I mean, I'll put that straight in my deck. And then these must be our foil basic lands. So I'll just put these all down here while we're on them. So we've got a foil plains, or two foil plains, 2 foil islands. Hadn't seen them yet. 2 foil swamp, 2 foil mountain, and I don't think I've seen this card yet either. The just the basic forest. So 2 foil forests as well, and then the rest here is, so we've got non-foil of the full art lands, and then we've got non-foil of the regular land art as well. So that's a really nice little pack of, you know, bonus cards in there. It's really good to have a foil and a non-foil version of each of the lands and the artwork as well. It's really nice to have the full versions of them too. I'll be using these in the decks that I build. So yeah, they're really, really nice. I think out of the foil ones, which one's my favorite? Foil Swamp is gorgeous. I like the plains. I like the island. I think the Foil Swamp might be my favorite one there. I'll be able to put that straight into my commander deck as well. So that is what you get alongside it. So now I've got my, there's my other promo. Now that I've taken everything out of the box, you can see how the box would put together, just like that. So a nice compact storage container here. This is where I'm going to put all my Lorwyn cards once I've finished building my little collection. So I'll be able to put that to one side. And then, of course, we have packs to open. So let me pop that there. Which one should we start with? I think I'm most looking forward to my goblin packs. So I'm going to start with an elf. So I probably won't take as long to read them as I have to when I'm learning to play the game, because everything is new to me. So I literally spend all the time reading. I remember at the pre-release night, we everybody just opened all their packs straight away, and I opened mine and read them all one by one. But I guess we've got 9 packs to get through, so we'll look at what comes up. We'll see kind of what our favorite art is from each pack, and if we get any rares, any special guests and things like that. And generally, as I'm putting them to the side, I'm going to be trying to keep them in line with what archetypes they fit. So this card, Wild Unraveling, instant for 2 blue. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you need to blight 2 or pay an extra mana, and you can counter a target spell. As wild magic ripped into his arm, the path that was once so clear became shadowed by his own fear. So that is, you know, a lovely sort of spooky artwork there. Let me see if I can get this to focus on it. Oh yeah, look at that. That's gorgeous. So we've got a Wild Unraveling, blue. I'm looking generally for cards that I will hopefully be able to put into my commander deck, the Blight Curse one. So I am looking for black, green, and red, I think are the colours for it. So good to start with a blue and a white. Spiral into Solitude. Dawnhand Eulogist. That's a really pretty card. Love the flowers on that. I'll probably just organise them into colour for now. Reckless Ransacking. That's a good one. That'll go in my commander deck. Lys Alana Informant. Not one that I had at pre-release, but somebody else was using. Another Furdok Core. That's good to have. Dream Caesar. Klacken Festival. That's really cute. I definitely want to make a Kithkin deck. I like all of these cards with the Klacken theme to them. And then, so that was our first uncommon. We've got Puka's Eye. That's horrible. artifact. When this artifact enters, draw a card, then choose a color. This artifact becomes the chosen color. And then for 3 and tap, draw a card, activate only if there are 5 colors among permanents you control. Ooh, that is really pretty. Okay, let me get that focused. Morkant's Loyalist. So that's my first one that I've got of this art style with the frame. I don't know what they're called. Are they called like fairy tale frame or something like that? It's got this really beautiful artwork border, and then the more simple 2D art style as well. It's really pretty. Morkant's Loyalist, and like being 1 black green, that looks like it could go straight into my commander deck as well. What is it? Other elves you control get 1/1. When this creature dies, return another target elf card from your graveyard to your hand. So I love that. That'll go nicely in my elves deck as well. So that's our best pull so far. And then, ooh, we got a mythic. Now I only got 1 mythic in my pre-release, so this is the second one I've managed to draw. Spinerock Tyrant, 3 and 2 red mana, dragon with flying, wither, so it deals -1/-1 counters as damage. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell with a single target, you may copy it. If you do, those spells gain wither. You may choose new targets for the copy, and it's a 6/6. That looks pretty powerful. Hopefully find a place for that somewhere. Put that in my red pile. And then Dream Harvest, which is mixed mana, black or blue. Quite expensive, so another rare in the pack. Nice artwork. And then our holo for the pack is Stalactite Dagger. Somebody used this against me in the pre-release, and it was very effective. And then we've got a Swamp and the Merfolk Shapeshifter token. Okay, so a nice spread. I've got, 3 artifacts in that pack. Really lovely Morkant's Loyalty card there as well. So that's definitely a good start from the elf packs. Let's see what I can get from pack number 2 of elf. And if you're watching this video and you're sticking along to what I'm doing, I'd love some feedback. If you would prefer, because I know some people just want to see what cards are in it and just want you to rip through it all. But I like reading through the cards. If you'd prefer me in the future to look at each card and read what each one says and kind of let it be a bit more like ASMR, a bit calmer, then let me know. If you'd prefer me to hurry up, then say that too. We've got a Bone Club at Berserker. Assert Perfection. I'm familiar with that one. Just gonna focus that. We've got a Wonderwine Distractor. Thundappled Celebrant, which I like. Barbed Bloodletter. And Flamekin Guildweaver. Where's me reds? There they are. Flaring Cinder. That's red-blue. And Keep Out. Again, that artwork that I love. Onto my uncommons, we've got Sting Slinger. Virulent Emissary. Not seen that before. 1 green mana. Creature Elf Assassin. Death Touch. Whenever another creature you control enters, gain 1 life. That'd be a great card to draw and be able to play turn 1. Consistently get some life dealing up, and then you could potentially take out a big creature that attacks. We've got a Rhymekin Recluse. And then we have Brigid's Command. Okay. Love the artwork for that. I really liked their explainer video when they were telling us sort of what this artwork is inspired by. I think it was one of the older sets. And of course, I got my Brigid reversible card the other day. So I assume this will go nicely with it. It's 1 green-white. Kindred Sorcery Kithkin. You choose 2. Create a token that's a copy of target Kithkin you control. And target player creates a 1/1 green and white Kithkin creature token. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn, and target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. So you have a lot of options there. I think I was seeing that sort of the top two are more about like the life side, like bringing your own side up more, whereas the bottom two there are the sort of the Shadowmoor side of things, so making creatures stronger and destroying other creatures as well. So Bridges Command is a really nice card that I'm glad to have picked up. And that's green-white. And then for my holo, I've got the uncommon Sizzling Changeling. He's a nice little fella. And then, ooh, I got another one of these Holo Swamps. Thank you very much. That's a nice one to add. And just the Elf Treasure token at the end there. So really happy to have found Ridge's Command there. Let's put her up the top with the other two as well. And let's see what we get in our final elf pack. Okay, Tweez we are familiar with. We've got a Dawn's Light Archer, again familiar. Silvergill Peddler. Appeal to Airdew. Be nice to get a full art with Airdew on it. Blight Rot, really love this card. Feed the Flames. Deals 5 damage to target creature. If it dies, exile it. And a Mischievous Sneakling. He's a horrible little guy, isn't he? Changeling, Flash. And Stratosaura, which I've got the holo or the foil version of. And then onto our uncommons, we've got Gut Splitter Gang, Goblin Berserker. You may blight 2 if you don't lose 3 life. He's spooky. Lower cost for a 6/6, I guess. We've got a dual white-blue Deep Channel Duelist. Creature Merfolk Soldier. At the beginning of your end step, untap target Merfolk you control. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1. Very nice. White-blue. We have Prismatic Undercurrents. It has the vivid ability. When it enters, search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. Reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle. And then from that point onwards, as long as the enchantment is down, you can play an additional land on each of your turns. So that's a really good card. That's one that I want to get into a deck for sure. And then our rare of the pack is Champions of the Shoal. Merfolk Soldier for 3 and 1 blue. As an additional cost to cast this spell, behold a Merfolk and exile it. Whenever the creature enters or becomes tapped, tap up to 1 target creature and put a stun counter on it. When this creature leaves the battlefield, put the exiled card back to its owner's hand. Okay, so it holds on to it for you. Very interesting. And then for our foil for this pack, we have Noggle the Mind. A 1 and blue, enchantment aura, flash, enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a colorless Noggle with base power and toughness 1/1. So you get to transform someone else's creature while the enchantment is up. That is nice. I like the holo as well. And then we've just got a full art planes and the Kithkin treasure token. Very nice. So from our collection then of elf packs, I feel like we did pretty well. Really like the Morkant's Loyalist. Definitely want to get that into a set pretty soon. And then we have some other like rarer cards like Dream Harvest as well. And a couple of nice foils. So happy with that collection. I'm going to put those just up here. This is our current best card, I think we'll have in the top right. And then we'll move on to our Merfolk. Let's have a look at what we get in these packs here. Pack number 1, we've got Runaway Together, a sad story of a fairy and a lover. And a Shore Lurker. That's a little creepy. With flying. A mermaid with wings. We've got a Bog Slither's Embrace. Again, really brutal artwork. We've got our Elder Auntie. 2 and red. Creature, Goblin Warlock. When this creature enters, create a 1/1 black and red Goblin creature token. So she brings a little niece or nephew. Did nephew split up again? Oh good, Auntie needed to make a new batch of potions for the Merrow Market. Oh dear. We've got, oh that's pretty, a Safe Right Cavalry. And Unexpected Assistance. It's a Convoke spell for 3 and 2 blue. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card. That's really useful. We've got one of my favourite cards. We've got the Changeling Wayfinder, and I really like that they've given like the full art token version of that as part of the set. And onto Brambleback Brute. Familiar with you. Onto our uncommons. That's the other card that they gave you the full art token for. Flock Imposter. The 2 and 1 white. Creature shapeshifter. It's a changeling, flash flying, and when the creature enters, return up to 1 other target creature you control to its owner's hand. We have a Seer. Deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. That would be useful. We have a Morkant's Loyalist, black and green creature, elf warrior. Other elves you control get +1/+1. I mean, I was about to say it would combo really well with this card, but it's the same card. So this is the regular version of the card then. Return another target elf from your graveyard to your hand. So nice to get another one of them. Oh, we also have a black-red Grub's Command. It's a kindred sorcery goblin. Choose 2, create a token that's a copy of target goblin. Creature's target player controlled gets +1/+1 and gain haste. Destroy target artifact or creature, and target player mills 5 cards, then puts each goblin card milled this way into their hand. So you could mill for yourself and get new goblins, or you could cause somebody else to mill and lose those cards. Love that artwork. I mean, that's obviously going to go very nicely in my new commander deck if it isn't already in it. So that's our rare. And then our holo, our foil for this pack is Encumbered Rajiri, which makes sense since it's a Merfolk pack. I think we already have that as well, though. And then a full art mountain and a goblin fairy token. I don't think I've seen the fairy token yet. He looks mischievous, doesn't he? Okay, so nice to get the Grub's Command and another copy of Morkant's Loyalist as well. Let's have a look in pack 2 of the Merfolk variety. No token on the back of this one, it looks like. So Midnight Tilling, that's a new card for me, at least. Mill 4 cards, then you may return a permanent card from among them to your hand. Okay. A Blossom Bind for 1 and blue, enchantment aura, enchant creature. When this aura enters, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature can't become untapped and can't have counters put on it. Okay, so it's good for binding other people's cards, spells. Riverguard's Reflexes. A Bile Vile Boggart. He's a nice little fella. Enraged Flamecaster with Reach. Great Forest Druid. I've been looking for another few Tree Folk cards for a deck. Tap to add mana of any color. That's useful, and it's 0/4 for 2 mana is really good. Oh, that's cute. A Rooftop Percher. It's almost like a cat with flying. When it enters exile, up to 2 target cards from graveyards. That's nice, and you gain 3 life. 5 mana of any kind. An Eclipsed Kithkin. Ooh, definitely not seen this either. So it's green or white. Kithkin Scout. When this creature enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a Kithkin, Forest, or Plains card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest of them on the bottom of your library in a random order. Ah, okay. So I think I've seen the Eclipsed Merrow, which must be blue and black and do the same thing, or something like that, or blue and white. That's really useful. Put that in that pile for now. Requiting or Requiting Hex. 1 mana. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may blight one. Destroy target creature with mana value 2 or less. If this spell's additional cost was paid, you gain 2 life. Oh, that's really nice. We also have a Glamour Gifter. And, ooh, that's nice. A Thought-Weft Charge. Those Kithkins are going crazy. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. If a creature entered the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. Yes, I remember that being a good card at pre-release. Ooh, and then we have Grub Storied Matriarch, which will be my second double-sided card. It is a rare legendary creature, Goblin Warlock, for 3, and it has Menace. Whenever the creature enters or transforms into this form, return up to 1 target goblin card from your graveyard to your hand. That's going to be really useful in my goblins deck if it's not already there. At the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay red to transform Grub, and she becomes Grub Notorious Auntie. So she was a 2/1 before, right? And she's a 2/1 now. I don't know, why does it say that little... Why has it got an extra little 2/1 there? That's interesting. So still has Menace, and whenever Grub attacks, you may blight 1. If you do, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of the blighted creature, except it has at the beginning of the end step sacrifice this token. Right, so you can use her, you can attack with her to get an additional creature, maybe a really strong one from the other side, and get that to attack as well. I really like Grub Notorious Auntie. Let's stick that. I bet it would go nicely with Grub's Command. Down there, of course. And then we have a foil Gold Meadow Nomad. And an island, and then whatever this is. Oh, I've never seen one of these before. You can use this card to represent a double-faced card. That's strange. It's sort of a token? Well, I'm sure I'll figure out what that is at some point. Okay, and then final pack of Merfolk then. Grub Storied Matriarch, I think, is in the lead with Grub's Command. But nothing has beaten our Morkant's Loyalist yet. And let's see what we get in our final pack of Merfolk then. So we've got Wildvine Pommeler, a nice giant card. Got a Gravelgill Scoundrel. Another Gold Meadow Nomad. Another one of these cards I like, Blighted Blackthorn. Whenever it enters or attacks, you may blight 2. If you do, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Burning Curiosity. And a Wary Farmer. Green-white mixed. At the beginning of your end step, if another creature entered the battlefield on your control this turn, surveil 1, so you can see the next card you might draw. Or get rid of it. A Feisty Spikeling. 1 and then a red or a white changeling. During your turn, this creature has first strike. He's a cute little guy, huh? And then we got an Eclipsed Realm. It is a land. As this land enters, choose Elemental, Elf, Fairy, Giant, Goblin, Kithkin, Merfolk, or Treefolk. So I think those are all the main, probably all of the creature types in this set. You can tap to add 1 colorless mana, or you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color, but you can only use it on the creature type that you selected. Very nice to pick that up. A Thought-Weft Imbuer, another Kithkin card. And then an Unwelcome Sprite. It's nice to pick up a couple more fairy cards. A Squawk Roaster. Wow, that's a piece of art. That's to be sure. 3 red, elemental with double strike, and it's vivid. Squawk Roaster's power is equal to the number of colors among permanents you control. So it could be five power if you had a 5-color deck. As Sanar watched the tangle of chirps and flames run by, his eyes lit up. I want one, he whispered. So sort of like a horrible phoenix. Very interesting. And our rare is a Flitterwing Nuisance. Fairy rogue creature for a single blue mana. With flying, it enters with a -1/-1 counter, so it comes in at 1/1. You can then spend 3 mana to remove a counter, and whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker this turn, draw a card. Very interesting. And then I've got a foil version of Blighted Blackthorn. Very nice. And we've got a Mountain and Kithkin Elf. So that is 6 packs down. That is so mostly the story of Grub then, that set of packs. Grub's Command and Grub's Storied Matriarch, which means, of course, we have saved our... Is that Grub on these cards? Is that Grub? Or is that Auntie All? It's one of them. I like those cards comboing together. This is still our best card, with 3 packs left to go. Let's see what we can get in these Goblin packs then. We will start with an appeal to Urdu. Garblade's Malice. I don't think I've seen this one before. 1 mana, instant. Target creature you control gains Death Touch and Lifelink till the end of turn. When that creature dies this turn, create a 2/2 black and green elf creature token. So you can use this to send something off on a suicide mission and then benefit from it. A Flame Chain Mauler. An elemental deck. Crossroads Watcher with Trample. And a Kulrath Mystic, I think we've seen before. Liminal Hold. 4 mana, white. Enchantment. When this enchantment enters, exile up to 1 target non-land permanent and opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield and you gain 2 life. That's nice. We have our Prideful Feastling, and then we're on to our uncommon cards. We've got Seer again. We've got another Bark of Doron. We got a Shimmerwild's Growth. This is a land enchantment. As it enters, choose a color. The enchanted land is the chosen color. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds an additional 1 mana of the chosen color. Wonderful. I like that a lot. Spell Snare. Instant. Counter target spell with mana value 2. Oh, look at that creature. And then, ooh, another copy of Reese the Evermore, which I pulled in my pre-release. That is our rare. And then we have got a foil Lys Alana Informant and a foil Swamp. Double foil at the end there is nice. But nothing much going in that pack. Let's see what this next one has in store for us. Shapeshifter, give us luck. Temporal Cleansing. It's a convoke sorcery. The owner of target non-land permanent puts it into their library second from the top or on the bottom. Nice. We've got a Reluctant Dune Guard. Again, it's that same sort of art style as the Keep Out card. I wonder if it's by the same artist. Here we go. Oh no, different artist, but love the style on both of them. Kithkin Soldier with 2 -1/-1 counters. Whenever another creature enters, you remove a counter. Okay, another Blighted Blackthorn. Cinder Strike, 1 red mana sorcery. As an additional cost, you may blight 1, deals 2 damage to target creature, or 4 if you pay the additional cost. We've got a Gilt Leaf's Embrace. Love the artwork there. Flash, enchantment. Enchant creature gets trample and indestructible till the end of turn, and it also keeps +2/+0. The Stoic Grove Guide, which I had a couple of in the pre-release, and the Surly Farrier, which I also had a couple of. Meander's Guide is our first uncommon for this pack. Again, really beautiful. 2 and 1 white mana, Merfolk Scout. Whenever this creature attacks, you may tap another untapped Merfolk. When you do, return target creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, so it helps you get creatures back. Tanufel Rhyme Speaker, creature elemental wizard. When you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, draw a card. Ooh, very nice in elemental decks. We have Flame Braider. Put that in the wrong pile. And ooh, that is one that I was looking for. It is Marilyn Fae Ascendant. In one of the pre-release videos I've been watching on YouTube, somebody got this in their pre-release box and wrecked with it. Legendary creature, so I could build a nice commander deck around it for 2, black, green, blue. It's flying. And Elf Fairy Noble. Whenever Marilyn or another elf or fairy you control enters, exile the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. Nice. So that could be really, really destructive in a elf fairy deck. Once each turn, you may cast a spell with mana value less than or equal to the number of elves and fairies you control from among cards exiled with Marilyn this turn without paying its mana cost. That is really wicked. So can't wait to use Marilyn. And then we have, ooh, it's a double pack. Let's put Marilyn up there. I've also got the mythic Morning Tide's Light for 3 white. Sorcery, exile any number of target creatures. At the beginning of the next end step, return those cards to the battlefield tapped under their owner's control. Until your next turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you, and then exile Morning Tide's Light. So it lets you get rid of as many creatures as you like and prevent any damage being done to you. That sounds very strong. Just for 1 turn, but very interesting. And then, ooh, I've got a foil rare. And this is Sig's Command. I've seen the quite nice dual-sided Sig card. For 1 white blue, Kindred Sorcery Merfolk, choose 2, create a token that's a copy of target Merfolk you control. Creatures target player controls gain lifelink until the end of turn, so everything can have lifelink. Target player draws a card and tap target creature, put a stun counter on it. That is a really nice foil to get. And then we have got the Full Art Island and the Merfolk Shapeshifter token. So that was a nice pack there, especially with, I mean, these 3 cards. I guess it was a triple pack, wasn't it? The Mystic Morning Tide's Light, Marilyn, and 6 commands. So nice little collection there. Well done. And then let's see what we get in our last pack. Okay, last pack magic. Something beautiful in here, please. Ooh, we're starting off with an emblem. I'm not really sure what emblems are at this point, but we'll look at that at the end. A Mist Meadow Council from Kithkin. We've got a Summit Sentinel, another one. We have another copy of Evolving Wilds, useful to have. A Wonderbrine Preacher, which we've got a couple of before, and a Boggart Prankster. And then, ooh, green, red, Gangly Stompling. It's a shapeshifter, so it has Changeling, and it also has Trample. And it's a 4/2, which is nice and powerful for an early card. And we've also got mixed mana Merrow Sky Swimmer, 3 white or blue. Where am I putting that down? Just there. It's a Merfolk Soldier with Convoke, Flying, Vigilance, and when it enters, you also get another 1/1 white-blue Merfolk creature token. That's quite nice. Then on to our last set of uncommons then. We've got Protective Response. Not sure I've seen this one before. For 3 mana, you get to, or you can convoke it as well. You get to destroy a target attacking or blocking creature. That's a really lovely card. We have Thirst for Identity. Wow, look at that. It's spooky. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards unless you discard a creature card. We have got the Boggart Curse Crafter for 1 black, 1 red with Death Touch. Whenever another goblin you control dies, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Nice. That's 2/3. Let's put you in that pile. Blossoming Defense. Target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains hexproof until the end of turn. For a single mana, that seems good. Oh, we got a Shockland in our final pack there. We have got Steam Vents. Add a blue or a red. As the land enters, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tapped. So that's our rare. And then we have a, to the side there, a foil Wary Farmer, and then we've got a Swamp. And then, oh right, okay, so it appears to be a, hold on, put these down. Appears to be an elk on one side and then an Oko token or emblem on the other side. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +3/+3 and have vigilance and hexproof. I don't really know enough about emblems to know when you would use this. I guess it's only you only use it when you have Oko out, would make sense. But you know, a useful card to have. So we got a really nice collection of cards there. Obviously, don't forget this as well. Obviously, Kin Binding being included as a promo there was really nice. We got a couple of really nice lands. It was good to get another copy of Evolving Wilds from this set, and then Eclipse Realm and the Steam Vents. And then what were the sort of the biggest pulls that I had then? Really happy to have got a Marilyn. I was really hoping to get one of her so I can build something around it. Sig's Command as well if I end up building a Merfolk deck to try out. And Morning Tide's Light, I think that would fit really nicely in a lot of different white decks. Really happy to have gotten Grub. I'm excited to use that and you know, see if it goes well with my command deck. Grub's Command, again, we'll go just with that. We'll save that for last. And that's its other version. I'm excited to use Prismatic Undercurrents. I think that was just a card that I liked. We also have Dream Harvest there, and a copy of Bridget's Command to go with my Bridget deck. And then, of course, we had our lovely sort of fairy tale frame Morkant's Loyalist. That is going to be lovely. Can't wait to get that in a sleeve. Did I get anything else? Any other rares that I want to have a quick look at before we go? Nothing in my colourless. Got a lot more blue, I found. In the packs that I opened at pre-release, I didn't get so much blue. We've got this Flitterwing Nuisance rare. And Champions of the Shoal. Anything else in blue? Nope. What about white? I have a lot of cards. I got a lot of cards in white that I'm looking forward to being able to use, that's for sure. Ah, yeah, I got another copy of Reese. Still have to figure out how to use him. Or how best to use him. That's white. And then... Ooh. And then, of course, the great benefit of getting the box with all this as well is that I now have somewhere to store everything. So I can get some dividers and separate all the different colours and the decks that I'm building. Got a lot of Blighted Blackthorn today. I like the foil version. Definitely going to include that in my deck. Anything else fantastical in there? Don't think so. In terms of red, really like the Boggart Curse Crafter, like the different frame as well. Anything else there that I missed? My foil Changeling. Oh yes, of course, I forgot about the Spinerock Tyrant. Really happy to have pulled that. I think this might actually be my first dragon card of any. I've seen the full art version of it and it's really cool. But really nice one to pull. And then we've got green. Anything else? You're black. A couple of foils. Nothing else in there. So we have some really great cards. I'm super happy with this being my first sort of big opening of anything. I'm really excited to go through and see what I can build using all this as well. It's probably what I'll spend the next hour or so doing. But yeah, it was a really fun process to open the cards. I feel like opening Magic cards personally to me feels a lot more rewarding than opening like Pokemon cards, for example. Mainly because each one, like I want to know what each one does. In a Pokemon card, you know, it's like Thunderbolt, one lightning energy. But this, you know, there's flavor text on it. The art's usually more interesting, and there's a lot more mechanics to get stuck into. I've always seen Magic as being a bit more of like an adult game. And when you get cards like this, it's really nice. So I'm going to have a look at everything I got. But yeah, really happy with what I pulled today. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment below on what you think the best card is that I pulled in this set. Let me know if you got anything good as well. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really great day. All right, see you later. Bye.